all, we'll talk about the problem and the proposed solution that addresses our problem, as well as the benefits, the target audience who benefit from this, the technology required, the setup costs and profits, implementation plan, as well as the conclusion. So let's talk about the problem. I'll give you the story. Okay, let's say I have a friend called Mr. Tan. Mr. Tan actually just moved into Punggol, and he doesn't really know a lot of people. And suddenly there's a dengue outbreak in his area. So what does he do? He very worried because he got 2 kids at home. Then he's scared that worried for the kids. Yeah, so he actually heard that lavender is very effective in warding off mosquitoes. But then, he only heard that from his neighbor, but he doesn't know where to get lavender. But actually, he also heard from his neighbor that Auntie Lucy, who is living 2 stories below him, actually has a lavender plant, and she's very generous. She's willing to give some, but he has never talked to Auntie Lucy before. So how? So with this is actually our solution, which actually addresses this problem. It's actually ask, share, and connect. It actually stands for our 3 initials. Yeah. So first of all, we'll enter our name. So after logging in, the user will be prompted to actually join the community. This is actually a user-to-user kind of app. So why would I use this app in the first place? Oh, it's because my friend recommended me to do so. So for example, Anu actually likes growing plants, so she actually asked me to join her community. So naturally, she will give me her community name, which is I Love Plants, and we'll submit. So we will be led to this news feed page where you can see that people such as Kathy Tan actually shared 5 tomatoes because she has actually extra 5 tomatoes that she wants to share with everyone and she doesn't need to use it. So why not share? Yeah, so besides you can see what people are sharing, actually see what people are looking for as well. So in this case, let's say if you saw Kathy Tan sharing 5 tomatoes and you want it, after you press the I want it button, there will actually a notification to the end user that, oh, Kathy Tan wants my 5 tomatoes. I mean someone wants my 5 tomatoes. Okay. Next, I'll talk about my stuff. So this is actually Kathy Tan's profile page where you can see the number of items that she has. So she has 5 tomatoes and 2 lavender. So let's say she wants to add a new item to share with everyone. So what should she do? She can easily just add a new item, which is a very simple interface. You can just tap to upload, enter the item name, quantity, and description, such as the expiration date and whatnot. Yeah, and she can really just upload item very easily. Last of all is the community page. Because it's a user-to-user kind of community, so technically you will kind of more or less know the people inside the community because it's such a tiny community. So the people here you can actually see like 13th floor auntie. So maybe you can recognize that this is the 13th floor auntie, so I know her lah. And if you want to message them, you can just easily message because usually nowadays in HDB we don't actually have your neighbor's number, but you actually can talk to them. So why not use this app? And what is different from this and social media is that our app is really very simple to use. As you can see, the front page of the first page of the prototype, it actually only prompts you for your name to enter. So as Steve Jobs says, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Okay, so now I'll pass on to Kenneth for the benefit.
Thank you. Hello. Okay, thank you, Sally. So we'll talk about benefits. So firstly is to reduce wastage. So let's take for example, you want to make a salad. So I believe most of you guys experience this whereby you want to make a salad, yet you found out that you don't have enough lettuce, and so you didn't make the salad successfully. But a few days later, you heard from your neighbor, he or she just threw away the lettuce that you required a few days ago. So through our app, we hope to reduce the chances of such situation occurring. So next is to also help to facilitate the exchange of ideas between the people among this interest group. Thirdly, this also helps to foster this sense of kampong spirit within this interest group or community group, which will lead us to the last factor, which is the crime prevention, because this would whereby this resident would be more willing to help out each other, like in case of a situation like there's a burglary. Next, so our target audience that we did a survey or approach them was from the Compassville Garden Resident Committee, and also around my house area. So as you can see from this pie chart, that most of them are within the age group from 45 years to 55 years of age. Next, so the question now is whether are they IT savvy enough to use this application. So we noticed that we have 94% of them owning a smartphone, okay, which doesn't show here. And the type of smartphone they use is, most of them use Samsung smartphone compared to iOS smartphone, and the people, around 97% of them have internet, either internet access or Wi-Fi at home. And in addition, they did mention that as long as the application is simple, not too complex, they are willing to give it a try. So technology required will be PhoneGap and jQuery Mobile so that we can use this for both platform and also Photoshop CS6 for the designing of the interface. And as for the setup cost, right, as you can see, the programming of application, we put it as a dash because due to the limited resources, and I think this application is simple to code, so it can be coded or programmed by students as a form of project. And on top of that, additional $20 for the cloud hosting service. Yeah. So having said there's cost incurred, right, there must be a profit made somewhere, right? So our group think that not necessary, but the profit really made gain here is the community bond formed between these interest groups. Yes. Next. Okay. So for our implementation plan, so we are targeting we are hoping to launch the application to these the two existing interest groups as a form of trial for the next 3 months. And for the upcoming 6 months, we will be expanding to other existing interest groups as well as community center within the same region. And we hope if everything is successful, we hope to take another 2 months time to review the application and make the necessary changes to the application. Yeah, so what are some of the future possibilities? So we can maybe have our group personally felt that there's an increasing trend to look for babysitters, especially those who are very last minute. And so there can be a babysitter interest group and even a baking interest group. In fact, the possibilities are endless. Yeah, so in conclusion, ask, share, and connect. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I think it's great because I don't know how trivial this app is going to be. Like you mentioned about sharing lettuces, and I think my sister would like it a lot because she eats a salad. She takes 2 pieces, 5 balls of the lettuce, and takes 2 pieces and makes me eat the rest. So we are going to share it around. But you see, these apps like that are not exactly entirely, absolutely new. A lot of constituency, a lot of grassroots level, they have to implement things like that, like reporting damages, this and that. I think that the key to this is what plans you have in terms of the user acquisition. How do you make sure the community is able to embrace this technology, this application, want to use it, what's the incentive they have for using this? User acquisition.
Yeah, I'm not too sure regarding the user acquisition part, but for this solution, it's really targeting. I will use my family example because, for example, you used to have ulcer, right? You have ulcer, experienced ulcer, right? Inside your mouth. So there's this. My mom grow this plant whereby the leaf, right, when you crush it and mix it with salt, you can ease the pain of the ulcer. So my mom's neighbor, which is my neighbor, so, they know that my mom have it, but they don't dare to approach my mom directly because like, even though we are 2 stories apart, they don't talk to each other. So we are hoping that through this application, right, we can help to connect them.
Okay, sorry, I have something to add on. Regarding the user acquisition, right? As I mentioned earlier, it's actually a user-to-user kind of app. So, example, one person starts using, for example, you can mention like his Sengkang grass like gardening committee, right? So within a small committee, like if one person use the app, you're generally like, okay, Anu, can you use the app with me or not? They just join the I Love Plus committee. Very easy one, just download the app only, like that. So for user acquisition, I think it's more like word of mouth.
Eventually, does user need to register on your application? Because just like you were saying that.
Yeah, the first login screen, actually it's not a login, you just need to key in a username.
Okay, since you just need to key the username, right? How do you ensure that they are real people that you are talking to and they are not fake users?
Yeah, so this really boils down back to our target audience because the target audience is really existing market. Like they know each other, so-called know each other through friends, but they don't really know each other in another sense.
But your community, you are trying to pull people together that is living in the nearby area, right?
Yeah, okay, so let's take for example, because for my example, there's this 13th floor auntie. So everybody call her as the Fusan Lo, the auntie. So everybody, everybody knows it.
Yeah, so but I think your app goes beyond your 13th floor auntie because you want to engage the stranger out somewhere in your blog and they say that hey, I have something that you could share with you.
Okay, just to answer this last question, because you thought of like meeting up and stuff, right? Yeah, because basically, since we are like targeting a small community, naturally they will know like public area around their area. So for example, let's meet at the playground where the children play. So really the people in the community sure know that like, oh, this is the area that we're supposed to meet. And like being such a public place, I feel is more safe compared to like meeting up at like random place.
I just have one comment to make, right? So the idea of an innovation, I mean, I think in the Singapore context would be really interesting because of our neighborhoods, or even, condominiums, for example, so there's 400, 500 apartments, and people don't really know each other, right? So I think that would be really interesting. Just as a data point for you, there's a company in the US called Nextdoor, and they have raised $60 million in funding for a product like this. Platform actually, so it's a website and it's driven around communities. So I think you're definitely onto something. The bigger challenge will be what Aloysius was saying around getting more users onto the site. Okay, so yeah, I think communities, neighborhoods, condominiums, that's quite unique to our country. Maybe it's unique to that.
Thank you.